You've got to go through the process. And I'm like, do you really mean to tell me? Because their code says it's either permitted or denied, and if it's not either, consider it denied. And I'm like, do you really think that you can say everything we can't think of is illegal? You know, I mean, what about mailboxes, basketball hoops? Oh, he got frustrated with me.
This is to put your cookies in now.
Hey, folks, all about the green Turbine guy here with DJ Don. Let me get a little better angle on him there, huh? Here, I better spin this around.
Did you cook Christmas cookies or what?
Oh, that ain't good at all. Here's what I'll do.
You outdid yourself once again.
There we go. At the geothermal booth, right? Now everyone's gonna see all the sugar you got.
Gotta turn your mic on
No,
then.
this is Jay David, so.
This is a mistake, he says. I'm ready?
Put your mic on. Just gotta clip it on you and then turn, there's a push button on the top to turn it on.
Now, we went through this last week. I got green, testing. Turbine guy to the rescue.
I'm on.
Okay, I'll tell you when.
He says we gotta clip it.
He's got it clipped. Hopefully you're not
It's
on.
already Christmas cookies. There we go. Turbine guy.
You took a powder sugar one, too.
Maybe you can have the rest of that. I don't want no more. Works really good.
Ready? Here we go, Jay.
What is?
I'm ready.
I don't want to eat it. Too sugary.
I'll tell you when. I'll go like this, like a real TV.
Like real TV. Okay, ready, set, go. Oops, sorry, they're down. Hey, folks. Welcome to It's All About the Green. We are here in Monticello, Minnesota at DJ's Energy Saving Store on Highway 25 between the freeway and the river. Come on up if you need any of these products, absolutely. And we come here every Tuesday at 3:30, at least every Tuesday we can, right, Don?
Every Tuesday that Jay can.
That Jay, well, I'm always here. That's
Yeah,
half of my
yeah,
problem.
you must be invisible sometimes.
Well, but my presence is here. But I've been able to make it, and I was asking Joe, you know, what the heck? What's going on? He said, are you kidding? It's election day. Of course we're having the show. And I actually was thinking about that on the way up and talking about an appropriate subject on where the economy could go, where energy could go, where prices could go, where everything could go, depending on what happens today across the country.
Well, today is a big day, and the direction of the country somewhat is determined by what happens by the end of this night.
Well, maybe tomorrow or the next day or
Well,
maybe 2 weeks from now.
But it will be ended tonight. The results may be down the road.
Well, that's what we thought before, but they kept finding votes last time.
Well,
Hopefully they got some of that figured out.
I'm not.
Hopefully, I'm not in charge of any of that.
I'm not sure if they got anything totally figured out, but at least our elections could be fair and square, at least that much.
Well, that's the hope, you know, because everyone wants to really think that their one vote really does matter.
Well,
One, right?
one vote.
Uno.
One vote on top
Uno,
of another.
Uno,
Yeah.
Uno over there for Joe.
Yeah. And you see, I got one of them buttons on.
Yeah, I told him to keep it and save a sticker tree.
Yeah, but those sticker trees, they want to jump out on you.
They just get you, huh?
And so I voted early, and it wasn't no line basically at all.
Me either. You know what frustrated me though? Because, you know, I ran for Senate as Libertarian a few years ago. I've been involved in the Libertarian spiel, and I wanted to run as governor. For governor as a Libertarian this time around. When I got to my ballot, there was not one Libertarian on it anywhere. The party just shot itself in the foot and said, we ain't interested. Now their minor party status is all gone. Something that people had worked on for years to get and keep.
Well, it's kind of interesting what they're all working on, but
Oh, it's so bipolar these days. It's got to be one or the other. It's always one or I really wish we had honest ranked choice voting. So you could vote your heart, and then as things kind of filter down, then you vote kind of least of the
it
worst.
sounds like the country's going to fall apart. One side saying one side wins, it's over with, right? And the other side says
Both
it'll be
sides
a
are-
couple years, it'll be over with anyhow because
both
we've been
sides are
flooded
saying
out.
Yeah.
The other thing we should point out too, an important topic today is the school referendums.
Yes.
Oh yeah, think about it. charging everybody more money when they don't have any more money. I mean, why in the world do you, doesn't anybody know what the word means, back off a little bit for a bit?
But you gotta remember what these levies are. You know, they're not for building, these are for learning, and the problem is some
Oh,
of these,
whoa,
some of these
whoa.
school districts
Whoa,
will be
whoa.
losing their monies.
A
So, I
levy
don't know.
is for money. A levy isn't for
No,
a building.
no,
It isn't
it's-
for learning.
it's
It's
for
to
learning,
take your
Jake.
money to do what they want. School districts, I'm sorry, but I'm with Don on this, and I've been really frustrated with my school district. All they do is keep coming back and asking for more and more and more. And you know what? I don't see them raising kids anymore. I don't see them taking young kids and helping them turn into adults.
But
I see
let
this
me
turn
ask you
into
this,
a corporate
you
factory.
you sell some products, don't you, Jay?
I attempt to, yeah.
Have you seen anything like over the last 10 years, maybe, where the prices are a little higher than they were 10 years ago? You seen that, Jay? Oh, he doesn't see that.
No. That's an interesting question, but that's not necessarily the point.
Okay, that's
Sometimes you learn to get by with what you have.
right.
That's part of it. And what I think the biggest problem with all of these school systems is the overbloating of the administrations. There's so many people working, and
Well,
a
that's
lot
why
of
you
it's-
need to be a part of the school board.
a
Jay.
lot of it's not their fault. There's federal mandates, there's state mandates,
yes.
there's other things that they all have to comply with that are shoved down their throat. And then you have all these huge overbloated staffs, and they get away from, like I was saying earlier, helping the kids grow from here to there as adults to turning it into a basically test factory.
Yeah, but the only thing I hear on TV is that the kids' scores are not raising.
Oh, they're going down
They're
now.
going down.
So
So
it's-
at somewhere, you gotta show up for work for the kids to go the other way.
Now that's a whole different issue you're bringing up.
Well, they've been not going to work for how long? And now.
And they
all of a
don't want to
sudden-
go to work.
But I mean, somewhere, I don't get it. I guess that's what happens when a union gets involved, and I got nothing against the union, but you'd think the union would strive for two things: a better product and more for the teacher, right? But how do you get a worse product and get more for the teachers?
You know, Don, we're going to talk a little bit about products now because
No,
the soapbox is
Joe.
gonna come
No,
down.
no.
I
wait.
just wanted to bring up
He
one
doesn't want
point.
his channel to get tabooed, so we better leave it
Yeah.
alone.
I just wanted to bring
Whoa.
up a point. There are two sides to that. So again, people need to
Yeah,
go to
there's
their
one
heart.
side, here's two.
But, talking about
There's
products.
three sides.
We are, getting to the point where some of these products are hard to find on.
Well,
Yes.
he definitely did
Yes.
try and switch the subject.
He is.
Definitely did.
He's right.
And
Products are
it's
hard to
my
find.
nickel, so I get the switch and not him.
There you go. We'll go with that one.
But anyhow,
I'm with Don today.
yeah, well, he's right. We got to get on with business. Everybody knows the issues that are out there in the
If
marketplace.
you got acreage these days and you don't have a wood burner, what are you doing wrong?
Yeah, well, I just came from one house just an hour ago, and an old Minnesota girl's moving back to Minnesota. She grabbed her husband from New York, and they said, "We're out of here."
Oh, yeah.
So now they're in Big Lake, Minnesota, and they're a little concerned. They want to make sure they got power no matter what happens, because after what they,
Oh, talk about crazy, huh?
but I don't know, after they came from
Who
New York
doesn't
and
want
seen
power?
how crazy it was over there.
And they're having brownouts and all this now. They're
Yeah.
telling people in the winter, you better look out.
So their first thing on their agenda is to get a system that runs with no electricity and it's off the grid, so that would be wood.
Well, why aren't they talking to me about solar?
Well, they don't want electricity. They want to go back to the caveman day.
Well, they can, but everyone needs to have a little bit of electricity.
Well,
You know
That's
that.
why you build torches. You buy your
How
own.
else do you
range.
get on Facebook or Twitter if you don't have a little bit of electricity?
Well, I'm not sure we want to get on that anymore.
Well, I don't know. Twitters might be coming around.
Yeah, it might be. We'll see. That's a big issue.
It is crazy. It's crazy how politics are playing into that so much these days. But politics is in everything. But politics is in these wood burners. How's that?
Well, politics came
Tax
with
credits.
Tax credits. It's exactly right.
Yep.
This year, I think you're better off with the 26% this year, or you could take the 30% with a limit on it. So, you have to fight that out with your tax guy, which one's better. But ideally, the government is helping you pay for heating systems. They're helping pay.
No,
No?
you're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're right and you're wrong. Okay? The government is allowing you to keep some of your money they're trying to steal in order to help pay for your heating system.
Well, that's.
Wait, Jay,
That's
Jay,
how I
who
put
who
it.
is the government? The government is the people.
No, it's not. Not these days. Are you? I'm not the government. If I was the government, we would have fair deals going on. People would be
Well, right
respecting
now, at
laws.
this moment, we don't know who the government is. It's up for grabs right now.
Well, your president's still going to be there after this.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's up for grabs too.
No, his whole philosophy is.
Well, a lot of people are saying he might not be here after the election.
No, where's? Oh no, he's not going anywhere.
Well, we'll see.
They've already had their elder abuse going on for 2 years. Why would they quit now?
Well,
Why would they quit now?
it's because it's getting senile now.
So I got a story to tell you quick.
Yep.
I went up to Rush City last night. Did you hear about the Rush City story, Joe? There's a hair salon up there called Hairdo or Die. Hairdo or Die, D-Y-E. Kind of play on words, right? And they're small little building, and right next to them was another building, got knocked down and demolished because it was condemned. And they figured they wanted to do something with that wall, so they painted over it, and they painted a bunch of fists coming up, different colors and stuff, which is kind of like a unity type of thing, right?
Yep.
City sent them a letter and said they had 10 days to get that off of there, or they're going to be criminally charged for painting the side of their building with a mural. No, I don't even want to get into the free speech aspect of this, which is the first thing that's going to come to mind, right? It's their right to free speech if that's what they want to do. And there's been a lot of racial connotations thrown in on this. But me...
You have to get a permit though, Jay. That's the
No,
only problem, right?
hold on, Joe. No. Quit with this permit thing. You don't always need a permit. People think that permit is the same as permission. You already have the right to do what you're going to do. A permit is only there to ensure if you're doing something that could be unsafe, you're doing it safely. Health, safety, and welfare. That's where cities get their authority. So, how could painting in any manner fit under a health, safety, or welfare? And how could painting need a permit? So anyways, as you read the letter that the city sent them, it said that two things really bothered me. It said that this use is not permitted in this area, and in our city, your use is either permitted or denied, and if it's not either, then you just assume it's denied. What?
That's the way cities work.
No,
I think.
is this communist Russia?
Well,
Everything's denied unless we get your permission?
Well,
I guarantee you there's mailboxes all around that city without permits. There's basketball hoops around that city without permits. There's clotheslines. There's other things. So it's a fallacy that it's written that way, and it's wrong. They have to have a reason. So the first issue is, if you read the definition of use in their code, a use is how you are going to use the building. In other words, are you going to put a church in? Are you going to have a daycare there? It's going to be a hardware store? Is it going to be a porno shop? I don't know. Whatever the use is.
is it
right?
going to be a boxing ring?
Or is it going to be a DJ's? Right? You know, who knows what the use is? But a use has nothing to do with the color of the building. So trying to apply this use ordinance to painting something's wrong in the first place. And secondly, trying to deny everything you can't think of is ridiculous.
Well, that's the way the world is today.
Well, they had one guy who voted against what they did yesterday because of all the hoopla and uproar that came across. And a lot of people are calling him racist, and they weren't racist. It was just, to me, stupid city staff who didn't understand their code and were trying to be forceful like the League of Cities is telling them to, which the League of Cities is behind all of this. They're terrible. Anyways, they had a special emergency meeting, and they voted to quash the letter. And they did complain, though, that these people didn't follow the process. But the people went there, and they had their little speeches. And the guy said, and he's right, how can I be violating a process that shouldn't exist if I'm not violating anything? And he's absolutely right, because they were misusing the conditional use, or the use. And when I was talking to the one guy who voted against it afterwards, Fox 9 was interviewing him and stuff, and I got tired of him, so I stepped in. And I asked him, do you really think that a city can deny everything it can't think of? And he's like, well, you know, we've got coaches. I said, you got mailboxes, basketball hoops, they're all over. And he started getting grouchy with me. He said, well, you know, that's a use in the community. And, you know, if they were painting their house one color or another, that'd be a different thing. I go, why? They're painting their business a different color. Yeah, but they put a mural on there. Like, it's still paint. Right? It's still paint, whether or not it's different colors. And that's when he got frustrated. And he said, I'm done with this. And he walked out, and on the way out the door, he said, what an idiot about me. So the Turbine guy officially was lambasted an idiot by a city councilman, which means I'm on to something. That's all I gotta say. I'm on to something. Now, this guy's up for election today. So I'm gonna pay close attention to see if he makes it or not. Being the only one who voted against this last night. It'll be interesting. But that's just one more instance of a city.
Only one person voted against it?
Yep. And it was him.
And the rest of the city council voted fine?
No, the rest of the city council voted to quash what was going on and leave them alone. And this one guy voted against that. And said, nope, they have to go through. And just like the one guy who was being harassed said, why? There isn't a code that covers this. Why are we the problem? And to me, I mean, you understand that.
Well, and what's it hurting? That would be the next thing.
It's not hurting a thing, and you know what? It's supposed to be a sign of unity that they wanted to cover up.
Yeah, no, it's, that's why you don't want to get into politics. In the middle of it all, most of it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But you also, this is another lesson too, you have to be wary of city staff.
Okay, we
have to be wary.
We got 10 minutes left to get a little DJ business done.
We already sold how many of these wood burners?
Yeah, the wood burners.
They're on their way down here right now.
Yeah, they're coming on down.
You know damn well they are.
And so ideally, just gave you a little Minnesota and what's happened in Minnesota. Now you get to know what's really happening in Minnesota, what's happening at DJ's.
Well, that was Minnesota politics. This is Minnesota reality. That's what this is.
So anyhow, we're getting closer to winter. People are still coming in to buy wood stoves, garage heaters, furnaces.
Get them while you can.
And gas fireplaces.
Get them while you can.
So,
I mean, honestly, a lot of this stuff they don't have parts for you. It's hard to get a hold of anymore.
well, yeah, these wood stoves, if I was to order new wood stoves right now, it'd be 2-3 months out, which most of the winter's over with.
But that's too late.
So we still
Too late.
have probably a dozen in stock, so ideally, if you're looking and you're not buying, you're not cooking then.
That's right. Well, you're not doing the right thing.
Well,
You know, now's the time to jump on this and save it.
and,
You know, because how much more do you think these are gonna cost next year?
you know what?
No, honestly. Who knows?
I don't think they're getting cheaper.
Nothing is.
I think there's more shortages is coming.
They
by the
printed
sound
up
of it.
so much money, and there's so many shortages, everything. I
Well,
mean, you
yeah,
can't buy a car these days.
Now, China's been closed for how long? They've already created more shortages because they've been closed.
China's not closed.
Yeah, well,
We've closed China to us.
but they're
China's
closed.
open.
They got that COVID.
They're still shipping stuff out.
Well, I'm sure they're still
They're
shipping
still
some
shipping
stuff
stuff
out,
out the
but
door.
not sitting at the capacity there once was. It's
No.
just like their oil consumption because they're shut down.
I just read an article where China's got record oil imports.
Well, yeah, they're bringing it in.
What? Who wouldn't?
Uh,
I hope some of it ain't ours.
but,
That's what I heard. Some of it was ours.
Yeah, and they're all fighting for natural gas over in that part of the world. So I heard a statistic the other day, it's a good one to report. Over in Europe, the coffers are full of natural gas, but that's, they need 5 of them full. So once
Really?
they start draining it, are you with me? You gotta fill it up 4 or 5 more times. Might be tough to do.
And not only that, I read an article today where the third world countries, now you don't see me on the radio doing the quotes, third world countries are having a hard time now because the EU is basically eating up at a premium cost all this natural gas, and they aren't getting it, and they can't afford to get it now because it's so expensive. So places like Thailand and other places are having a hard time, and they're having to shut down some of their industry, which is why you can't get parts to put in your hot tubs out of Michigan to get here.
Yeah, well,
It all goes together.
I have it in the furnace business even, and the geothermal business. Some of the chips, I don't know if I said it last week or not, but they're all being eaten by the warheads. The
Oh.
smart chips.
That's driving me nuts. I'm so tired of my money going to other countries to bomb people. I'm sorry, that's my political statement. I am
But
sick and
we're taking a
tired.
look at these posts. Got a
No.
couple of posts coming up. on
Oh,
your
we got
site.
comments?
So
Should I come up and talk?
We do wanna ask about the wood burning boilers, the
Yeah.
best way to heat your home? What do you think, Don?
Oh, well, I don't believe an outdoor wood burning boiler is the best way. An indoor wood burning boiler, maybe in a pole shed, which will heat the shed and the house, meaning it would be a sealed boiler, not open atmospheric boiler, because I think you'll save a lot of money having the boiler inside a building
Oh,
instead of outside
Just
the
to knock,
building.
just to knock the wind down.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I think this
the
was
wind
an
will kill.
indication of an inside one, but they're saying that that is the best way to heat?
Well, it depends, not necessarily.
Well, it could be.
Well, it could be, but the most efficient way to do it is with a good, like a Blaze King wood stove, that gives you up to 20 to 30 hour burn time with less than a wheelbarrow of wood.
And that thing's in your house.
And it's in your house, I mean, efficiently, and everybody who heats with one comes back and says, oh, that's the best heat I ever had, so I'm not sure. I think outdoor wood boiler takes a lot of wood, and you gotta shovel a lot of snow to get to it every time it snows. And most of that wood they put in them isn't probably dry seasoned wood, so there's issues.
There you go. Indoors.
Indoors makes more sense
Wood
to me.
stove.
Wood stove or a possible wood boiler. Years ago, I put in, what was the name of it? I did a lot of inside wood boilers, and then they went into the house to heat it. But then they had maybe a lean tool right off the door inside the pole shed. Go grab some wood in the morning, throw it in, grab some in the afternoon, throw it in, and good airtight stove, and heat house and
The shed.
the shed.
There you
To
go.
me, makes sense.
So if you don't have a lot of wood, there's still good options. I mean, propane is a great way as far as to zone heat.
Yeah, if you like to get rid of money. If you like to spend your money,
It
sure.
makes more sense to start looking at a geothermal system, because I do believe the future and the tax credits are there for that.
Stuff's gonna get so expensive no matter what it is as time goes on. Why not lock in your energy costs right now?
Well, what you get to do is lock in something that's 4 times more efficient than anything else.
That's
right?
gonna last you 30, 40 years.
And so anytime they give you a price hike, you get to divide it by 4.
Yep.
I mean, that's really good math.
Yeah, I see. That's with the solar I got down in Florida. You know, and up here, they say we're raising rates. I'm like, yeah. So what?
Yeah, I'm a solar guy. I mean, the solar panels, I do think that makes sense. Building your house correct and maybe getting a little sun to come in probably makes a little sense too. And insulating it correctly and spending a few extra dollars
Yeah.
on gears that don't turn makes sense.
Yep, I completely
You know,
agree.
it's hard to believe there's 5 more minutes of the show. We have not talked about Camp Sheffield yet.
Well,
What's
yeah,
going
well,
on?
people know it's camshaft time because
Well, it's Turkey Day coming up.
it's
huh?
Turkey Day. Think about cooking or smoking a light smoke on your camshaft.
How long would it take to smoke a turkey?
Well, it depends how you're smoking it.
Come on, just tell me.
4 hours.
That's not bad.
Uh,
And you can do it, and these camp chefs have the wireless control and the automatic auger
And
for the
the
chips.
nice thing is the bird's nice and juicy when it's done.
Yeah.
Because they don't have all that air going through these things, and they get cooked, they get a little taste of smoke, and the bird is what I would say juicy.
So I think Don just volunteered to cook us one up for next Tuesday. I mean, if it's only 4 hours, you can fire it up in the morning. We'll be eating while we're on.
Oh, there you go, turkey sandwiches and dressing,
There you go.
or maybe the whole works, mashed potatoes and orcs. How far off is Thanksgiving? We got what?
Couple of
3
weeks.
weeks.
Couple weeks, wow. It comes quick, and next thing you know, it's Christmas.
I'll bring a can of cranberry sauce.
Well, there you go. I'll bring the pumpkin pie. Who's gonna bring the turkey?
No, that's you.
Oh,
That's
me.
you're the turkey
I was- I
expert.
was the- I
You
thought-
just told everybody what to do.
I was the pumpkin pie guy.
Well, the other thing too is we need to tell people about your online store. If people are online shoppers, they can sure go to djscompanies.com.
Yep.
DJScompanies.com.
You can see all what we have to offer and pricing and wherever I can.
And the phone number's there, but you can always give a call. What's it, 763-497-2661? 763-497-2661. Give a call up and talk. What do they have at DJ's? They have what we talked about, the grills, the wood burners, the geothermal, fireplaces galore. They're all hooked up and you can see them. They got a parts desk in back if you need to fix something yourself. There might even be some knowledge back there to help you. I'm not sure. Not quite sure about that yet.
Yeah.
We have one more post question,
Okay.
as we only have a couple minutes left. They are asking, are you running issues with indoor wood boilers in the Twin Cities metro area, Doc?
For like being able to install them?
I would guess
So
so.
well, let's put it like this. I haven't put one in the Twin Cities area for a long time. And I don't think you'd have an issue as long as it was UL approved and met all the codes. But if you can't meet the codes and you think you're gonna smoke your neighbor out, I don't think the city's gonna let it happen. But generally, if you can find a way to get one indoor that's approved and your insurance company will let it go, they're not gonna make all that smoke that these outdoor units do. But it's been a long time since I did anything in the Twin City area. I've done plenty in the outer area. But wood boilers are pretty quiet for us at least now. It's all indoor Blaze Kings inserts, wood inserts that can slide in your existing fireplace. Yeah, they're way more efficient and less issues and cheaper to put in.
There you go. Modern technology, smaller, simpler, cheaper. And are they wireless? Can you poke them up on your phone?
Well, you can.
Some of them maybe.
No, I don't know if you can poke them up on your phone. I'm not sure why. The only thing you need to poke up on your phone is you to go put some wood in it every now and
Well, no, I'll tell you why. Because you're laying in bed and you want to turn it up a little.
then. Well,
You don't want to get up to go do that.
you want to sleep when it's cooler out. But in the morning when you get up, you got to make a mad dash. Get some wood
Talking
in
about
there.
mad dash, we're gonna have to close the show
Yeah,
now in a mad dash.
That's the problem. Is
Oh.
Joe's got his own microphone.
I wish I could turn Jay's microphone on.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
understand.
and if you don't have a lot of wood, I don't know if it makes a lot of sense to have wood. But if you have a source of wood and you got lots of it, it makes the most sense in the world.
All right, so just come into DJ's in Monticello, again located right between the River Bridge and the interstate on Highway 25 or Pine Street. Otherwise, check out their website, djscompanies.com.
Are we still online?
We are.
Oh yeah, we're still
So
going.
any other questions there, or was that it?
Let's see.
Let's see if we got anything else.
Nope. You're running into issues the last time. What about hot tub? Girlfriend wants in-ground hot tub, Don.
A girlfriend wants in-ground hot tub.
Yeah. What advice can you give them there?
Well, first of all, I probably not, I don't like them in-ground hot tubs.
Yeah, it's extra work.
Well, it's extra work, but if you ever have any issues, you better build it really good. And so it can't freeze and so you can drain it. So if you have to, you can.
Draining's a big issue.
But it's getting all the components. It can be done expensive.
Yeah, there's almost no reason to up here to do that.
Well, I mean, if you retired and you want to spend time and that's what you wanted, it can be done. I just know that,
Well, the problem is, I think, is people see a pretty picture in a magazine
well,
and go, boy, I'd like to have that. But they don't understand the extra work that goes with it.
well, and any possible things of freezing up, stuff like that. The rich can probably do that stuff and they don't whimper an eye if there's an issue. Most of us aren't that way.
Right?
So the latest posts are all about the stock market, Don.
What are they asking?
So they're asking about Square. They're asking about SoFi. They're asking about.
Well, those are all probably pretty good buys. The only thing I feel safe in buying is probably oil, and believe it or not, solar stocks.
How about a solar system?
The solar system, same thing, but you're not on the market, so, I do believe you got 10 years of subsidy coming in the solar industry, so find the best solar ones and park your money there, because, anytime the government subsidizes something for 10 years, it should work, and they subsidize it
Well,
big,
they've been-
30%,
They've been subsidizing it for 10 years already.
yeah.
That's gonna make 20 years.
Yeah, and it's 30%, but now energy's really going up. You're gonna need that.
By design. You know, to me, they're doing this on purpose. They're trying to create inflation so they can inflate their way out of the debt they created. And who's gonna pay the price for that?
Yeah.
We are. Because everything we have is gonna be less valuable.
The other day I bought Canadian Solar, 32.50. I sold it today for 35. I'm gonna look to buy it back because I think it's going to 38.40. Their earnings come out in 2 weeks. I believe they're gonna be good. But I like things that the government is subsidizing.
They aren't subsidizing.
They're subsidizing.
What are they doing?
You can call
They're
it.
allowing you to keep
They're-
some of
no,
your
no.
money.
They may be doing that, but
If they're doing a personal subsidy, they're allowing you to keep some of your
yeah,
money they're stealing from you.
but
It's that simple.
well, you might look at it that way.
Well,
But
you have to.
I
because
wish
that's what's
all
happening.
industries were getting 30%. They're not. The solar is, the geothermal is. That's a subsidy, which is fine. It's your money, and you get it back. You decide whether or not you want to do it.
It's up to you if you want to claim your money. And it's just like I say with solar systems, people are on the fence. It's like, okay, you got two choices.
Well-
One, you can invest and have your system.
Okay.
Or two, you can keep paying the electric company and
Let's-
buy the
let's put it like
executives
this.
at Lexuses.
Take this subsidy away, and it disappears.
No, that's not true.
It will.
No, it would
Every
not-
time I've been in this, and whenever they took it away, it dumped out.
I've had, believe it or not, the price of electricity is so high right now that even though the subsidy was dropping, and the subsidy, the keeping your money deal was dropping, there was more and more interest. So government artificially inflating the cost of energy is making solar that much more affordable.
That could possibly be, but as the more it costs and the longer the payback, it does slow sales.
Well, the equipment's finally lasts 25-year warranties on everything, so.
That's only if they're a business in the next 25 years.
Enphase is gonna be around.
Well, it ain't Enphase I may be worried about. Could be the company that put it in, it could be all kinds of things.
Well, no, not really, because if you just have a racked system somewhere that's fixed, and every now and then you might have an inverter go out, Enphase drop ships you one and you put it in, big deal. Or even if you lose one or two over the course of 25 years, who really cares out of 40? You
Yeah.
know, the others still working.
Well, we'll see. I just know, the green phase is happening, and I'm interested. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it makes financial sense. I wouldn't be trying to sell it to people otherwise. I'm not gonna sell this stuff to people through hysteria. I have to go stop at a client. If you remember, I told you last time I had a client I had to go look at.
Yeah.
Get this. On his sheet where he purchased it, he had Q-cell 425 watt modules and these Alt Energy inverters. So I get out there and look at it, and they're Q-cell 360 watt modules. It's supposed to have 34, he's got 33. And yes, he's got those inverters, but he's got the plugs from Enphase.
Oh, so it's mismatch.
Oh my goodness. And the company won't call him back. And I'm not surprised. And he can't even put all of those up if he wants to get the Excel rebate. He can only put, I think, 26 of those modules up.
And how many does he have?
33. He's supposed to have 34. So anyways, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna do another equipment count this time and make sure we get him what he needs and get him going. I'm gonna save his day because he's beside himself that it's a nightmare and he's got all this equipment, he's paid half the money and blah, 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 but I'm gonna get him out of it and we're gonna put his stuff in next spring and he's gonna be just fine.
Good thing they found Jay.
It really is. There's no other company to come out and talk to him about that.
Yeah, no, I can see why they would.
They just don't, because how they make their money? They buy their stuff by the train load, these big companies. They install what they buy, They force you to have what they buy, and they have to sell you everything in order to pay all their overhead and all that. They can't, like I had one client call me and say, hey, I bought myself 50 modules, and I need a system, and I wanna put it in myself. No problem. I designed the system for him, I provided the rest of the equipment he needed, I helped with the paperwork for the utility and the building permit, and he's installing it now. But there's nobody else in Minnesota that'll do that for him.
You can believe that.
I will.
Jay will.
Yep, I figure it out. You should figure it out too, especially if you want a DIY system. You can save 30% of the cost. So you've got 30% you can save, you got a 30% federal tax credit, and even if you're in Excel, you can get a rebate. Your payback times, I've actually had negative payback time. Like, how can you not put this in? You're already losing money.
You're losing money not putting it in.
Not spending it. Yep, absolutely.
Well, I guess that's it for today.
Yeah, we're losing. We're down to 4 people watching. We were up to 8.
Well, we're
We're doing
growing.
good today.
Our
Good
membership is
question.
growing.
Good question.
Yeah, good questions are all good questions.
Fun show today. Get out and vote, right?
Yeah, get out and vote and,
Vote early, vote often, and bring your dead friend with.
yeah, bring your whole family, your deceased family. It'll be nice tonight watching some of the channels and see how many people are happy and how many are crying.
I agree.
Watch and see.
I agree.
And
Gonna be interesting.
they'll be reporting for hours tonight.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna be allowed to talk about the results afterwards, or if it's gonna be taboo.
Well, it'll be
Who knows?
interesting how many excuses why this person didn't win or that person didn't win, and I know there's gonna be disappointment.
There always is. There's always excuses. Always, always. All right, folks, well, we're gonna sign off. We'll see y'all next week on It's All About the Green. Turbine Guy, signing off.
No, my eyes are tired today.
Oh, I gotta get in here.
Well, these things work pretty good, maybe. This was your best invention yet.
Okay.
Better than that headset that you